Okay, I thought I'd just do a little quick live just to show you what's been going on. We're getting these things. The cilantro's growing and the tomatoes are growing. I don't know about the other things. I don't know if they'll make it or not. I hope so. Thank you for the like, whoever that was. Thank you. So, yeah, I thought I'd do a quick update. Because it's cold out. So, I probably don't want to be live too long. But I wanted to show you what was going on. So we cleaned up the garden. Put some of the mulch down. And we hadn't been very successful. That's a tulip. On this side garden, we tried it for 2 years, and we have a little monster. Here's my raspberry bush. It might do okay, because the other stick didn't grow. Look. We had a drought. The summer of drought. Anyway, there's one stalk still pretty healthy, so the raspberries will come back. But this is what's been going on. So we set up this little work area. We got the lumber from across the street, and the pallets, and we're doing the raised beds with covered. The bottoms are going to be covered so that the little voles or moles or whatever that have been coming along and eating up everything underground, except for the carrots, won't be able to get up. Hopefully. We'll see if that works anyway. It should work. When there's a will, there's a way. So these will be our little garden beds made with leftover lumber that nobody needed. And it's freezing out. Look at. It's weird when you can, in the winter, you can see everybody's yard. So we're going to pull out all the weeds here and add a little sand. Anyway, I just wanted to show you that. Hi, Sleepy Beepy Deepy. I just subbed to you the other day. I don't know what happened to your other channel, but I wasn't able to sub to you for a while because I couldn't find you. And then someone dropped your link. I forget who. It's okay. It's not your fault. Somebody dropped your link somewhere, so I was able to grab it and get over there and sub up. But I haven't seen any of your latest, your latest whatever, your squirrely. I'm trying to learn that. I'm a little bit too blunt, straightforward, and what you see is what you get kind of person. So look at these little shells. Shells on the windowsill. We're going to have some orchids soon. I see their little orchids are going to grow. Oh, did I show you? The neighbor cut the tree down. See the stump? I'm originally from Canada. Whoever was asking me that. You know, when we had the big snowstorm, it smashed the thing in half. So it's a new owner, and what he did was he dug it out, and then the two little bushes in front of the patio there matched the other ones that go down to the road. So he matched them up. So that little tree there was the same kind of trees right by the end of the fence. And I think he might take that one out. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So. See the coffee mug I'm drinking out of? Actually, you're not late. I just started. I've only been live for 7 minutes. Oh, isn't it though? Makes me feel so special to drink coffee out of this metal mug. I know. What can I do, right? I think this is advertising for funding. If you feel like donating, just check out the website. Go ahead and do whatever. Aw. The Fox and the Hound. That's an old story from a long time ago. I was thinking, you know how I'm doing the Generation Jones thing? And I think that will be my running theme for the whole of 2026, Generation Jones. So, you know, people that are born between the years of 1954 to 1965 are all Generation Jones. And I was trying to think of some of the things that we had that the technology at the time was the beginning of, I want to say, hang on, let me take a second. Let me finish this coffee and then I'm going downstairs. I'm going to mute while I drink. Anyway, so if you were Generation Jones, you were born between those years. And if you are Generation Jones, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel for the new people. We need some more Generation Jones people doing live streams. So let me think. What are the things? I want to thank all the commenters for commenting. Not scared at all. So can you think of some things that weren't around in the 70s? Like, we grew up in the 70s, those people that were born in that era. I'm in my spinny chair. There's a couple things that got invented back then. I know, I love it too. It's better than swinging. I can go both ways on this. I have an ambidextrous chair. It swings both ways. It doesn't swing, it spins both ways. I'm sorry. Did I say swings? I didn't mean to. Hey, KK. Yeah, computers. In 1973, I graduated high school, and my art teacher had a computer in his office. It was hilarious because his office was like this little broom closet with a window that they gave him. But he had an actual computer. And it was the year, like when we were graduating, he showed it to us. Like we didn't even know he had it. He had it back in his office there. So we had computers, but we couldn't do much with them. Although, like people that work for the government had access to computers. Like my dad, he had a telex machine in the 60s. Telex is like a computer. It's like, what do they call it? Telegrams and wire. That was like the next call in. There's no call in today. I told you I'm not doing call ins for a while. Super Serial. So, yeah, my dad had a telex machine in his office. I think they actually still use them. They might call them faxes now. I don't know. I'm not hating. You never want to come on my panel anyway, Super, so I don't know why you're asking. Who's mad at who? Okay, I'm trying to keep up here. Got two people chatting, and already I don't know what they're talking about. Okay, so does anyone remember George Harrison came up with this idea of doing a 10-inch record back in the 70s? And I was like, nobody's gonna want to do that. Like, and it was like you could get four songs on it or something. Instead of a single, it was a quadruple, and it wasn't an album. And I think he was doing it because he wanted to be on the ground floor of it, like this invention that he had. I don't know if it was 10-inch or 8-inch or whatever it was. And it was a big deal. And actually, he didn't really talk about it until the 80s, I think. Or maybe it was a little bit before it was in the 80s. And I was thinking, this is really a bad idea because CDs were coming out. Yeah. Anybody who likes me more than Danner gets my love. Okay, so there was that. All these things that got invented between 1975 and 1985 that didn't make it. Like, I remember when the CD got invented, I was like, these are good for playing Frisbee. And my kids said, no, they're indestructible. You can't break them. I'm like, yeah, you can. You can break these. You can mess them up. Kids will mess them up. So anyway, they're obsolete now. There's still people buying them in thrift stores and stuff, I guess, because they want to be vintage. I mean, I won't lie. I should have saved all my albums because I did until I don't know who took them. I had a whole box full of albums. I think my son wanted them. I said, nah, don't take them. I think my ex-husband might have got them. Might have taken them over there. But my son-in-law's got it. He's got a record player. He plays records. He plays old 70s music on records. Probably from his parents. That record player. No, I don't like collecting stuff. I am like Yoko Ono. I'm like, oh, let me just, people from Japan, at least the rich people. I'm not a rich person, but I can pretend, right? They just take all their stuff every year and they put it on the curb for the poor people to take because they redo their whole house, all their furniture, all their clothes, everything every year. Brand new. Well, your son just got a record player? Well, that's cool. I don't need one because my son-in-law still has one. It's just killing me. Do you want to see it? I can show it to you right now. Anyway, I'm like Yoko Ono. I'm a minimalist. If it was just me, I would have, this is the furniture I would have. I would have an extra long Tempur-Pedic mattress, twin size, extra long, on a little raised platform in my living room. It would double as like a day bed, so that if people came to visit, they could crash in my living room. I would have a dining room table, round. That's what I had in Las Vegas. I had a round one. I bought it in Seattle. It was maple. It was beautiful. And it had a leaf. And it had 4 chairs, but I like to have 8 chairs. And it has to be, once you put the leaf in, it has to be big enough to like play poker. Then I'd have a regular bed for me or whoever, If I end up with a studio apartment, that's what I'm getting. I'm just getting a little extra long twin. And then I can just put cushions along the wall and use it for my day bed, my sofa. You want room for an art desk? Okay, I get it. So that whole George Harrison thing, it flew out the window, and I was thinking he's thinking it would be so much easier just to write 4 songs for a record. Like 2's not enough. People don't buy singles. Let's just do 4, because I think an LP's got like 10. That's a lot. Yeah, I had a really good futon. Well, one that I liked that had a spring mattress and it was a corduroy. It was like a fluffy corduroy cover on it. I got it from Big Lots. It was pretty good. The mattress was like $200, and it was just a simple metal frame. I had that for my spare bed in Las Vegas. But I also had the day bed also. Both of them were in the living room. But it just depends on whether I get a studio or a 1-bedroom. If I get a studio, then I don't want too much furniture. So yeah, I'm like Yoko. I don't want a whole bunch of stuff. I hate having too many things to clean up. My OCD, So there were other things. Do you remember something called the car phone? I didn't have a chance to look this stuff up, but I would have. I would have totally looked it up. Our It was in the 70s. I can't remember what car sold them. Like they came with certain cars. Just thinking, like doctors had them. A car phone plugged into the lighter. Remember lighters? Cars with lighters? No, that not a cell phone. It was actually a car phone. And I remember the first time somebody like said, hey, baby. Because I was like, I don't know, 16 or 17. You want to go for a ride? And I'm like, why? And he goes, I got a car with a car phone. And he had this convertible. It was like a convertible Firebird. I don't remember what kind of car it was. And then he showed me he had like literally had a car phone that was plugged in. And I'm like, what do you need that car phone for? I'm thinking, what is he, a drug dealer or something? Probably was. I don't know. Yeah, like they were pretty rare. Not everybody had them. I refused the ride. They literally drove their car down my road into my parents' driveway in Ottawa, in Canada. Maybe only Canadians had car phones. Paper maps. I had a whole book. Was it called McRan Nally or something? And every page was a part of America. North America, Canada. But the car phone amazed me. Like, what would you use it for? Your dad had a car phone. Cool. And you had a huge old bag phone. Okay, now let's talk about the cell phone. First of all, I remember the big chunky cell phones when they kind of, not when they first came out, but when they became more publicly accessible. But before that, they had something called land to sea phones, and they were like radio phones, and those were gigantic, but they were like $2,000 or something to get one of those. And my friend had one because her husband was a fisherman, and he used to fish offshore in the Pacific Ocean. But that's cool. He had a real car phone. See, people don't remember that because it became obsolete after the cell phone came in for some reason. And then there was also like this, and I think it was a satellite phone, wasn't it? I know the land to sea phone was a satellite phone. Not sure how all of the technology worked, but all of that stuff became obsolete. Oh yeah, and there was the 8-track tape player and the cassette player. Cassettes came out in the 60s. I believe it was like mid-60s or maybe early 60s. But my brother and I both had a cassette player. We got it for Christmas when we first moved to Hong Kong. It was a Sanyo. And then we got identical ones, and we recorded off the radio. We did all kinds of stuff. You could record your phone calls. Yeah, the bag phones were heavy. I didn't want to get one. I didn't want to have. I was good with just a cordless phone when they came out with the Cobras, the Cobra cordless. Except the only problem with it is I could hear my neighbor's conversations. She was on the phone all the time, and it would pick up her phone. And she was she was from Ireland. She used to like sunbathe naked outside for the neighbors to see her. She's a little bit of an odd bird. So she had kind of weird phone calls. She was single mother. Her daughter was a teenager. She was a little bit old. Let's say when I was like 30 something, she was 50. Yeah. She was a wild cougar woman. Yeah, it was a little bit before Napster, KK, recording off the radio. The radio. Remember the radio? Okay, remember digital clocks that where the numbers flipped down? They weren't like they weren't lit up. They just like they were like a Rolodex, so they flipped down to the next number. So these are all of the things. I should make a list of them, and I'll do a video about it. I'll show pictures from my. I'll take pictures on my. I just wasn't that together today. I didn't think I was going to go live at all, and then I found out. Oh, there's still. Oh, yeah. Because the reason why I didn't think I was going to go live is because my grandson had strep. But he's back playing soccer today, so it was spring break anyway. He's that kind of kid that gets sick whenever there's time off school. Ruined their plans. They were going to go to New York. They didn't go. All of the things. The flipping clocks. I know, those are like more precious to me than any CD would ever be. And it was a clock radio I had. It was so cool. And I listened to people like Wolfman Jack. Remember, he was before Art Bell. Remember Wolfman Jack from LA? Anyway, I don't know. I just wanted to say hi to everybody. I miss everyone. But I'll be getting panel. I'll be doing panels again soon. So now we're doing this spring. We're doing baseball and soccer. So I'll have time on Saturdays and Sundays to do panels. So just don't know when. It's going to be like play baseball, then drive out of town and play soccer. So like that day, I think that might be Sundays. I don't know which one. But he might. That'll give me a lot of time, because for me to do a panel, I need a couple of hours, because I don't know if people are going to show up or not. And then when people do, they say, oh, can you give me a minute? And then you got to wait for them and stuff like that. You lived in LA for 9 years? So did my parents. But my cousins, they moved to LA, to Hollywood, North Hollywood, in 1960. Trying to think. I was probably about 6 years old, so it was like 1962, I think, because my aunt thought she could be a movie star, so she made my uncle. This is the story. She made my uncle, with my dad's brother, quit his job, packed the whole family up, and moved to Los Angeles, to Hollywood. It had to be Hollywood because she was going to be a star, you know. So funny. She came from a family where her father married twice, and he had 8 children with his first wife, and then he had 8 more children with his second wife. And she was with the first batch. She was like the youngest of the first 8. And she said, after the second wife came in and he had all those others, he did not notice the older children. He didn't pay any attention to them. It was kind of a weird story. Anyway, so she was going to run away and move to Hollywood. So she got my dad's brother to do that for her. So he did. Good for him. It's like his theory was happy wife, happy life. So he moved to LA and he got a job doing renovations for 21st Century Real Estate Company. And that's what he did. Your garden is probably fabulous because you're in California. It's too cold. It's literally too cold today to have plants outside. But did you see my little raspberry bush? Hopefully it'll in maybe 10, 15 years when I'm dead, I'll probably be producing tons of raspberries. But I think my daughter realized now when she asked me, what do you want in the garden? I said, raspberry bushes. And she let me buy one. But now she realizes she probably should have got 3 or 4. It's nice to have about, I'm going to say 10 raspberry bushes. So I think we should do the whole fence in raspberries because it gets enough sun over there. And apparently the little vole doesn't eat the raspberry bush roots. Oh, we have elephant ears too in the ground. Yeah, they do. They'll survive a winter. We had a bunch of them. They just haven't sprouted yet. They should come up again this year. Good to see you, Fred. I'm not too sure. I think I'm going to end this live because I don't have too much to talk about, and I don't feel like pulling out my office. My office is my office over here because I did my laundry, and I'm drying my sweaters on my bed. So I didn't want to sit on the bed. I guess I never showed you guys that I have this wardrobe here too. I got a wardrobe where I keep my shoes and stuff that I like to hang up. Oh, and there's my spinny chair. And I have this barn door. And this is the other door. The other door goes to playroom. See, if I had my way, I would have used the playroom for my bedroom. Not because the room is bigger. It's a little bit bigger, but that way, if people wanted to use the laundry, they wouldn't have to walk through my room. Also, there's no heat on that side. There's heat on this side. So there's like a radiator. There's one on this side and on the other side. So I could have been a little warmer. At night, like I just leave my door open. So the radiator warms up my room. But it would be a little bit warmer. I don't appreciate the cold like people around here do. My daughter's like, well, it's cold in the summer too. I said, yeah, I know. I'm freezing all the time, all year round, because I like to be hot. Yeah, I have a wardrobe. Well, I got this wardrobe and the dressers and the bed all from a friend of my daughter's. She's like, oh, your mom's moving into your basement? Well, we were renovating the basement at the time, and I was sleeping on the couch in the living room by the front door. She said, we're getting a new bedroom set, so you can have our old one, because they live here too, in one of the old houses that they don't have closet space and all that, Yeah, that was one of the reasons why I didn't really want to leave Texas, sleepy beepy deepy, because I like the weather there better. But things happen. There's people that needed me in other places. And it was kind of far away for everyone. Anyway. I miss Texas. I liked living in Texas. You know what? I won't tell you what I like about Texas. People will think I'm weird. I will tell you about the little town of Orange one day, though. See, that's the thing. I love the heat, but my family was not there. That's why I like the Cowboys. I have a story. I was down there for like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. I'll tell you all about it one day. One day you'll get a story. I did not know that. Let me show this so people can see it. Oh, somebody else handled it. Yeah, or maybe I did know that. I've met quite a few male strippers in my lifetime. For some reason, guys that are male strippers, they want to tell you about it. I don't know why. Don't know why. But you have to remember, I worked as a dealer in a casino, so I've heard lots of stories. Just saying. People talk to their dealer the same way they would talk to their bartender. Anyway, since I've been threatening to leave the stream, everybody's left, gone somewhere else. So I'm gonna close it out. Thank you, Sleepy BPDP, for showing up. And I'm gonna say good night to everybody, or good afternoon for those in the West. West is best, so they say, right? West is best. And I don't know, just do some stuff. Yeah, I'm glad we did too. Of course, you didn't forget to like sub to me a long time ago, right? Whenever you delete a channel, I don't know if maybe you disappear off, maybe I lose a sub, but then when you get your new channel, I get a new one. I'll see you too, Chick. Thanks for showing up and moderating for me. It's very helpful. And yes, goodbye to everyone. I don't want to leave because I'm like enjoying chatting, but I don't know. I'll be back. Hopefully on the weekend sometime with a panel. Okay, bye.